And God said,
Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth.
and it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day.
Good evening, everyone. I welcome you to this video. I can sense the excitement in heaven, what is happening right now. Every angels is preparing. The angels are actually ready. Well, I believe everything is already prepared. And there is a real excitement about what is going to happen. Yeah, and I can also sense the sadness of Jesus, of what is going to happen for the next 7 years, and especially America. And America received much, and the judgment to America will be just as great, people. We just heard that scripture in Genesis. On the fourth day, God created the greater light and the lesser light. The greater light to shine during the day, and the lesser light, which is the moon, to shine during the night. And the moon actually do represent the church, and the darkness is getting darker, but the light also need to be lighter at this time, especially in this dark season. Yeah, the 4th of July is planetary alignment. And what does it indicate? It speaks of the marriage of the Lamb. It also indicates the beginning of the destruction of America and the beginning of the 7 years that will start. Feast of Trumpets, the last 7 years, people, will commence at Feast of Trumpet, and that is Jacob's trouble and the beginning of the tribulation. Some divide it into tribulation and great tribulation, people. Now, the full 7 years is God's wrath, period. The full 7 years is God's wrath, and it starts at Revelation 6:17. Go read it. It is the beginning of God's wrath, and that's it. Okay, it is 7 years. The tribulation period is 7 years. God said in Daniel, he said it in Daniel, 70 weeks are determined upon my people. 69 of that has been fulfilled. 17 remain. There was a pause button between the death of Jesus and until now, which is 1993 years. 7 years remain of Jacob's trouble, and it is beginning Feast of Trumpets. And they can read Leviticus 23 verse 24 and Leviticus 25 about the Jubilees. Yes, the heavens declare the glory of God, and I'm going to read that scripture for you now. It's absolutely marvelous, especially about the sun. It's like the bridegroom coming out of the sun. And guess what? The sun is in Gemini. And all the planets are lining up for it. It's lining up for the King of Kings and the Bride of Christ. Wow. Yes, there's always signs indicating. God always gives us signs before everything happens. But let's get... The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the works of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech, and night after night they reveal knowledge. Wow! They have no speech, they use no words, no sound is heard from them. Yet their voice goes out into all the earth, their words to the end of the world. In the heavens God has speech, a tent for the sun. Oh, and this is beautiful, people. It is like a bridegroom coming out of his chamber, like a champion rejoicing to run his course. It rises at one end of the heavens and makes its circuit to the other. Nothing is deprived of its warmth. Let's pause there. The heavens declare the glory of God. Let's just wind this thing up here for you quickly. Forwards. Let's go forward. Okay. Okay, stop. You see all of that. Let's just stop it there for you. Forward. That's just 26th of June 2020. So we're just forwarding the hours. Forwarded right to the 4th of July. It's the 30th of June, the 1st of July, 2nd July, and now we're almost to the 4th, just forwarding 4th of July, right at 12 o'clock. And there we see the alignment of, it's a little bit small, but I'm going to enlarge it for you. Enlarge it for you, a little bit bigger, get it in line. And there you are, can you see it yourself? And there you have a Mercury, you have Venus, it's a little bit bigger there. We have Mercury, Venus, the Earth, the Jupiter, and Saturn, and Pluto. And that's just much bigger there, you can see there for yourself. Okay, and then just stop it there. Yeah. And there is 4th of July. So that is a planetary alignment then on the one side of the earth. And the sun, of course, is in Gemini. And I'm going to explain further what is happening right now. I'm going to give you more alignment. I'm also going to use the stellarium quickly to show you. And please do watch the other video, the previous video that I made yesterday. And that one is about the dragon stood before the woman. Okay, so let's go to the solar, the stellarium. Yeah, actually, let's go and see quickly down to 2020. 2020, that was the 7th month, of course, the 4th of July. And let's see, here you see that the sun is in right here. Okay, let's get to the time, back to right about 12, 20, 24, right about there. So, okay, so here we see Gemini, what is my, not Gemini, yes, Gemini. We found Gemini here, and what did we see in the planetary line? We saw Mercury there. And if we come across, walk across there, then we find Venus here. Venus, what does Mercury represent? Mercury represents Gabriel. As the messenger, remember, Gabriel gave the message unto Mary, which actually represents the woman, and Mary gave the Gabriel gave the message unto Mary that she is going to have a son. You remember that story? So Gabriel the Mercury represent Gabriel, and if you see a Mercury present, then there is always a message. Now Mercury have a message to tell you that the marriage of the Lamb is about to begin. That is the sign in heaven. And we find then Venus is in Taurus here, and Taurus actually represent America, people. America, and also England, Britain. Now, Ephraim is America and Manasseh. There's a lot of debate about that, but Ephraim is the youngest, Manasseh is the eldest, America is the youngest, Britain is the older than America. But here you find Jesus. Actually, when I looked at it, I sense Jesus is weeping over America, weeping over the world, just like today he was weeping over Israel. And he said, how would I gather you like a hen? And of all the chicks around him, that's just the protective nature of Jesus. And that is so sad. But there is also rejoicing then in heaven. That's his Venus there. And then we find, it's got a little bit smaller, to find the other. Then you find Mars, all aligned and all in aligning. There's Mars. What does Mars represent? Michael the Archangel. Michael is always in battle, and here we see he's in battle with Cetus, God's enemy, and he is, Cetus is fighting, of course, Pisces, the righteous and the bound, and Michael and his angels are battling then Satan in heaven. And then over here we find then Saturn and Jupiter. Saturn and Jupiter, as I explained in a previous video, there's great importance there. That is on the 21st. I'll show you that sign also now in a moment. 21st of December. Those two here, you find the moon over here, and that is actually the Earth's position. If you see the moon, that is actually the Earth's position. So these are all the planets are then in alignment, right? And then if you go over there, you'll find Gemini again. So all the planets are in alignment. So let's go over quickly to, don't want to make the video too long, to the 12th month, and that's to the 21st. And that's also important thing in there, when I showed it in the last diagram. Please watch that video, people. Please do watch it. So here you see, sorry, this is actually to be the 21st. And right there, let's find the moon is right there. There is the sun. Yeah, there is the sun. Where the sun, of course, he is here right in Sagittarius. And what does that represent? Mercury is also there. And if you see Mercury, as I told you, there is an announcement. What is the announcement? This represents Jesus, but in the dark kingdom, this represents the false Messiah. And the false Messiah is about to be crowned. There's two false messiahs, if you don't believe it. One is known as the Antichrist, and one is known as the false prophet. Pope is not the false prophet. The two you will know very well. Here we see then the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. And there's Jupiter. It sees from the Earth's perspective, they are together. But if you go into let's just zoom in there quickly. Start with Satan quickly. As you see, there you can find Saturn, and it's quite big, and it's all its moons. What a beautiful planet that is. But this planet represents Satan itself, and there you find all the moons all around Saturn. And yeah, that is a battle between good and evil all these years. And this is not astrology, people. This is the science in heaven, the gospel in the sky. And if you go out there and you see, look at Jupiter for Jupiter, yeah? Okay, let's just move in for Jupiter. Here you see Jupiter with all its 6 moons. That's just Chimera, and whatever you have, there's Chimera as Jupiter. That is, yeah, there's all the, sorry about that phone that was ringing there. Yeah. And here, this is all here. What a beautiful, this is Jupiter, of course. So you can download the Stellarium, as I say. Okay, yeah, let's just put. This sign is then the crowning of the Messiah, the false Messiah. You see the Corona Australis, coronavirus. Corona, yeah, is crowning. This Sagittarius represent Jesus, but in this scenario it represent the false Messiah, the crowning of the false Messiah, and that is on the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. Saturn means Satan. Jupiter is the king planet. Jesus, the battle between good and evil there. And Satan will then come and rule the earth for 7 years. There's Mercury is present. The sun is in here in Sagittarius with Mercury. Yeah. And this date actually extended then from the 12th, if you go lesser, to go back to the 10th. That's the 9th to the 10th. So yeah, so there where the sun is in Scorpio facing the tail of Jupiter. I did this video, and this is the Feast of Hanukkah and the crowning then of the false Messiah. Yeah, as I said, there are 2 Messiahs, the false prophet and the Antichrist. Yeah. So then the 10 kings on the same night, Revelation 17:12, 10 kings find power within 1 hour with the beast on this night. Yeah, and then I just want to show you one last one, that is when Jesus returned, the second. Yeah, Jesus' second coming, then will be on 2nd of August. That will be at 12 noon. Amos 8 verse 9 again. Jesus said, at noon, I will make the day dark. That is what Jesus said. And that will also be for the rapture, also at 12 noon. So Jesus also returned then on a solar eclipse, the 2nd of August. That is in the Bible, people, and this will be a second coming. Jesus returned. He said he will shorten the days, but Jesus will also return earlier for the preparation of the Feast of Atonement, to atone for Israel that warred with the Antichrist. Now, if you can see the sign, the sun is right here in Cancer, right? In Venus is there, and the sun and the moon is there. Holy Spirit is returning as well again with Venus. Mercury is there. But why is Mercury there? Mercury is giving an announcement. What is the sign here representing? Let me show you quickly. That sign represents Cancer, just as Gemini. Remember the sun was in Gemini? That was a sign of the prince comes in glory, that he is returning, the marriage with the Lamb. So now Jesus' second coming, the remnant bride united, brought safely into the kingdom. After our stay in heaven, we return with Jesus, riding on white horses, and right here the sun is in Cancer, in the crab, in other words. Remnant bride, united, brought safely into the kingdom that is brewed soon. So now actually Jesus returned earlier in August to prepare for the feast day of Yom Kippur and Sukkot. And then after that we will go into the reign, and right here of Yom Kippur to 2027 will then begin the final Jubilee, the 120th Jubilee. Remember, that is why it's important to know your signs in heaven, especially with the importance of Jupiter. Jupiter is back in Leo. I'm going to show you now that we're coming back again. So yeah, we return with Jesus. I hope you understand that. What I am saying there to you. So yeah, you find then on the 24th. Let's go a little bit backwards, and you see there was a conjunction then on the 26th, on the 25th. 26, there was a conjunction with, what does that say? That speaks of the return of Jesus. So that is a sign there. Return, it shows 8 days earlier. And then, of course, right down at the second, the sun then is in Pisces. Venus represents Jesus, return of Jesus with the bride of Christ for the second coming of Jesus. Mercury makes that announcement. Isn't that amazing? I'll include that video for you as well. The second coming of Jesus is in the Bible. Bless you, people. And that is all I have tonight. Please subscribe. And listen, the other thing, if you do not get your notification, which often happen, please do check in. Please check into Facebook. That's also posted and updates for you there. So be blessed. I'm praying for you. I love you. Keep on praying for me. And thanks to those, there's just a few, one or two of you that support me in this ministry. I would love to for more, but be blessed. It's not the reason why I'm doing the videos and doing it in honor of Jesus. Thank you. Bye.